Stop. Just pause for a second. If you have ever tried to bring your parents or grandparents to Canada and you were rejected, or maybe you didn't even apply because you already believed your income was not enough, then what I'm about to explain could completely change your situation. And I need you to hear this carefully. This is not speculation. This is not social media noise. This is a confirmed policy shift coming into effect on March 31st, 2026. For years, the super visa system has been strict, almost unforgiving. You could be working full-time, paying taxes, doing everything right. But because of one bad financial year, one job transition, one gap, the answer from immigration was simple. No. No appeal, no flexibility, just rejection. But now, that system is changing. In this video, I will break down two major updates that were just introduced, and one of them is something many people never thought would happen. It allows you to use your parents' own income to support your application. Yes, your parents. I'll also walk you through the updated income requirements, how the calculation works, and one critical rule that applies even if your application is already in process. If your goal is not just a short visit, but to have your parents stay in Canada for years, then stay with me. Don't skip. Let's take a step back and understand why this change is happening now. Because policy changes like this, they don't happen randomly. They are usually a response to pressure. And in this case, the pressure has been building for years. The Parent and Grandparent Program, PGP, which is the Permanent Residence Pathway, has been extremely limited. It operates like a lottery. You submit your interest, and then you wait, sometimes for years, without selection. Many families never get picked, so naturally, attention shifted to the super visa. Because the super visa became the only realistic option for many people to reunite with their families. But the problem was this. The system was too rigid. It didn't reflect real-life situations. People lose jobs. People change careers. People take parental leave. Life happens. But the system only looked at 1 year of income, just one. And if that year didn't meet the requirement, everything else didn't matter. Now, on March 20, 2026, the government released an update introducing what they call flexibility measures. Let's go into the first one. Change 1. The 2-year income window. Previously, if you applied in 2026, IRCC would only assess your 2025 income, nothing else. Now, they will look at either of the last 2 years. So you have a choice. If 2025 was not strong, but 2024 was stable, you can use 2024. And this is very important because it gives people a second chance without needing to delay their application. Let me give you a real scenario. Imagine someone who changed jobs in 2025. They had a gap of 3 months. Their income dropped. Under the old system, rejected. Under this new system, they can use 2024 and qualify. That is not a small adjustment. That is a structural change. And honestly, this is something many families have been asking for years. Now we come to the second update, and this is the one that changes everything. Change 2. Inclusion of parent or grandparent income. Before now, the responsibility was entirely on the person in Canada, the host. You had to prove that you alone could financially support your parents. But let's be realistic. Many parents are not financially dependent. They have pensions, they have savings, they have investments. Some even have rental income. But none of that mattered before. Now, it does. Starting March 31st, 2026, if you meet a minimum portion of the required income, you can combine your income with your parents' income. This means the financial burden is no longer one-sided. It becomes shared. Let's break it down simply. If you are short by, let's say, $5,000, and your parent has verified pension income that covers that amount, you can now meet the requirement. But there is something very important you need to understand. This is not informal. You cannot just show a bank account balance. IRCC will require official pension documentation, tax records from the home country, proof of continuous income, certified translations. Everything must be clear, verifiable, consistent. So yes, the opportunity is real, but it must be done correctly, because weak documentation will still lead to refusal. But the key message here is this: a door that was closed for years is now open. Now let's talk about numbers, because this is where many applications succeed or fail. The requirement is based on what is called the Low Income Cutoff, LICO. These are the updated figures for 2026. Family of two, $38,002. Family of four, $56,724. Family of six, $72,560. Now here is where many people make mistakes. They misunderstand how family size is calculated. Family size includes you, your spouse or partner, your dependent children, and the parents you are inviting. So if you have a spouse, two children, and you invite two parents, that is six people, not four. And this changes your required income completely. Now let me give you a practical example. Let's say your income is $65,000. Under the old system, for a family of six, you would be short. Application rejected. But under the new system, if your parent has a pension or income covering that difference, you may now qualify. And there is another option many people forget: co-signing. Your spouse or common law partner can combine income with you. And now, your parent's income can support the application as well. So instead of one person carrying everything, you now have multiple support layers. This makes the system more realistic, more human, and more accessible. Now, let's talk about something very important, especially for those who have already applied. If your application is currently in process, you do not need to withdraw it. You do not need to start again. The government has indicated that applications already submitted and still in process as of March 31st, 2026, may be assessed under these updated rules. That means some applications that might have been refused under the old system may now meet the requirements. And timing here is critical, because if your file is still open, this update could work in your favor. This is one of those rare moments where policy actually moves closer to real-life situations, where families are considered, not just numbers. But let's be clear, not everything has been finalized. We are still waiting for confirmation on the exact minimum percentage of income required from the host before combining income. As soon as that is officially released, I will update you immediately. If this information helped you, share it with someone who is currently trying to bring their parents to Canada. Because right now, the biggest mistake people can make is not knowing this update exists. I'm Phil, Immigration Analyst, and I'll see you in the next update.